Haunted Mansion movie review. I got Mission Impossible coming up, and they cloned Tyrone in some type of order. They both was really good. Haunted House was good. I wanted to check it out. I liked the previews, and then Lakeith Stanfield in there, really good actor. Tiffany Haddish was amazing in it, really good actor. I'm glad to see her kind of overcoming her situation. Big Lakeith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish fan, big Jamie Lee Curtis fan, she in it, and big Danny DeVito fan, he in it, and a big Owen Wilson fan. So I had about 4 or 5 actors, and Rosario Dawson. It's not like 6 actors that I love in that movie, man. And it's a Disney movie. I think Eddie Murphy might have had the original version of it. I don't remember. I know somebody just brought that up to my attention. But basically the movie was about a family who moved into a haunted house. I'm pretty sure they got a good deal on the house. They didn't know what was up. Rosario Dawson and her son, she was a widow, moved into a haunted house. And when they tried to leave, the ghost hunted them to come back to the house, so they seeked help from Owen Wilson character, who was portraying to be a priest that could do exorcism. He came into the house. The ghost wouldn't stop hunting him. So then he found the Keith Stanfield character, who invented a camera that can capture ghosts on camera. Regular cameras couldn't capture ghosts on camera, and he was in a tough time in his life. His wife had just passed away, and so long story short, they end up recruiting like Tiffany Haddish. She was like some type of Miss Cleo, I don't know the proper word name for him, like a psychic who could talk to the ghost. They didn't believe she could, but she could. And she basically gave them her wanted a retainer. She left and found out that the ghost was following her. So anybody coming to the mansion, the ghost come follow you. And basically what was happening, the ghost had a reason for coming to follow them. I really don't want to spoil it. But if I say spoiler, you can fast forward this part, because they wanted them to help, free them out the house from another ghost in there. And and it's all about, it's basically kind of a horror movie / mystery, and they got to figure out why the ghosts are running and how to basically set themselves free where they can actually lead a mansion and stuff. And what they figured out was the main ghost character that was basically had all the ghosts shook, he needed one more soul to become all powerful, and he wanted to get Lakeith Stanfield soul because he was grieving. But Lakeith Stanfield, character, because he's still grieving, lost his wife, basically got enough courage not to sell his soul or give him his soul. He went to the young boy, because I told you Rosario Dawson character, her son and her she was a widow because her husband had passed. He tried to go for the little boy, and long story short, they talked him out of going, and they figured everything out. But it was a really good movie, man. I mean, maybe for some real younger kids, it might be a little bit too creepy and scary. But I say anything above 7, 8 for sure. It's around 7 or 8, it should be fine. There was a lot of comedy in it. I mean, good acting. Disney did right by that movie. I got to say, I enjoyed it. The cast was amazing. They had amazing chemistry. The storyline wasn't too complex for kids. You just wonder, they didn't want to bring it out around Halloween. You don't never know what I forget. You never know what people got slated on Halloween. And then with the writers and the actor strike, you don't know what can get pushed, what can go, because a lot of them writers, they got ownership into the movie, so they can't move unless the movie say move. But overall, man, it was a good movie. It was a fabulous movie, man. And Lakeith Stanfield and Tiffany Haddish, and they are great actors, man. I love to see Tiffany Haddish getting in more movies. I believe she got another movie coming. They got a whole bunch of comedians in this movie. I just seen the poster at the theater or whatever. So, yeah, I've been catching up on movies. I did a review on Oppenheimer. I put that at the end of the cards or whatever. And that was good. This was good. I said Mission Impossible was good. They cloned Tyrone on Netflix was really good. So, Yeah, it was a good movie. I mean, I don't know how you can really miss when you got an all-star cast like that. I mean, they got Lakeith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, and Rosario Dawson and Jamie Lee Curtis. That's 6 really good actors. You know, that's 6 really good actors, man. So, I mean, they did an amazing job casting. They did an amazing job with the storyline. Special effects was on point. And it basically took place in Louisiana, FYI. And I think like an hour north of New Orleans, whatever. And it was based. It started off in New Orleans, and it showed how Lakeith Stanfield met his wife, and then he kind of went into grief when she passed, and then they explained how he ended up, and later in the movie, I ain't gonna spoil that. He explained how she passed, and you know, and part of the ghost wanted him to come back to the houses because they was grieving. I mean, he was grieving, and they. You know, they wanted, you know, where the main ghost wanted, the big ghost wanted his soul. He liked grieving souls, so that's what he fed off of. So, I mean, yeah, Disney did a good job in that movie, bro. I mean, you got some good movies coming up as well too. You got Ninja Turtles coming out next week. You got the Blue Beetle coming out pretty soon. You got one of the star characters, Miguel from Cobra Kai, is the Blue Beetle. George Lopez is in it as well too. So, I mean, I think in August you got some solid movies coming. You got Gran Turismo, which is based on a real story coming out. Which in Gran Turismo, it's actually a true story how one of the guys was playing Gran Turismo, and they was calling players down who played Gran Turismo to come down to, you know, try out and race cars, and then he went from a video game player to actually racing, you know, racing in real life. So, and being one of the best Formula One racers of all time. So, I mean, that's spooky. That's real spooky. So, but yeah, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, with that cast, you couldn't lose, bro. It had to be a shitty storyline, and I think if it was a shitty storyline, them caliber actors wouldn't have took that shit. They wouldn't have took it. I think they had too much pride. I think they would have too much pride to take that. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. I mean, it was a kids movie, so it wasn't like nothing complex. I think Oppenheimer was damn near perfect. I'd say 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 for the type of movie it was. If I didn't give it, I think I said a 10 out of 10 or 9.5. So I mean. Yeah, Haunted House it was really good. You should take your kids to go see it. I mean, it's good for the adults too. I went to go see it, man. I just seen the previews and I liked it. And I seen who was in it. I said, I got to support it. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween, Freaky Friday, very versatile actor. Danny DeVito, he like a spokesman for Jimmy John's, not Jimmy John's, but for Jersey Mike's, which they got some great ass subs, by the way. So yeah, I had to step in and support that. I had to. And I don't know why I catch myself coming to Walmart every week. But yeah, 7 out of 10, Haunted Mansion. Definitely, it's good to take your son, your daughters. I mean, shit, if you want to take your girlfriend or something like that, it's cool. I mean, for all ages. And no, I won't have a review of Barbie. I just didn't have no reason to go see Barbie. It'd be a grown-ass man going to see Barbie. So, yeah, I didn't really have no reason. So, it won't be no Barbie review coming. Maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if I get a chance to go see it. Blue Beetle, definitely gonna go see it. Gran Turismo, I might go see it. So check out the movie review playlist. Appreciate y'all. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Peace.